Okay, so we're gonna cover some simple body mechanics. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're actually gonna start at our feet and work our way all the way up the chain. One thing that is really important with body mechanics is I feel like when we get out of practice with them, that's when we tend to go back to our old habits, and that's when we get injured. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start at the feet. So with a narrow base of support, this is an extremely disadvantageous stance, because basically if I need to do anything or reach for anything, all of that motion is now coming from my lumbar spine. So what I want you guys to really practice based off of the transfers that you are doing. So if I'm gearing up for a lateral transfer, what I want to do is I want to split my stance anterior to posterior. With an anterior to posterior base of support, now I can extend my reach, and my spine is going to glide along with my hip. So it's keeping it in that nice neutral spine that we want you to have. If I'm doing bed mobility where I'm working on a boost, I want to position myself alongside my patient. So now I can glide across my hips, going medial to lateral, okay? Next, moving up the chain, we have our knees. Never ever work from locked out knees. Locked out knees is in this extended position. Basically what happens if I lock out my knees, I put a lot of pressure onto the back of the arteries of the leg. I can also kind of stress out the ligaments in my knee. So to unlock your knees, it's a simple stance. Shoulders width apart, a small little bend there. That puts you in that nice athletic position, okay? Following next, we want to work on our core. So if you are unsure how to fire or recruit your core, a real simple technique to do is to think that I have an imaginary string tied onto the back of my belly button. If I was to pull that string straight through and draw in, a lot of you will pop up and get a little bit taller. That's what we want. You are firing a muscle called your transversus abdominis. Super important to really try to recruit that muscle throughout everything that you are doing as far as patient mobility goes, okay? Next, moving up the chain, we have the shoulders. Now, a lot of us tend to end up at the end of the day kind of in this slouched forward position. When our shoulders slouch, it puts you at a mechanical disadvantage. What happens is the shoulder blade, it actually kind of protracts it. So if you've ever tried to reach for anything with those protracted shoulders, right, you can't really reach up very high. The minute I pull those shoulder blades down and back, now I can actually reach all the way up and get to where I need to go. So really try to practice those good body mechanics with shoulders retracted and depressed, okay? The last thing we want to talk about is the head position. So make sure with your head, you want to have your back or your neck kind of retracted towards the back. So just trying to keep it stacked over your shoulders. The last thing we want to talk about is our reach envelope. So with our reach envelope, when you have your arms at your side, you never ever want to work outside of this reach envelope, okay? I am a lot stronger when I'm working with a patient here versus the minute I go out of that reach envelope, now I've created a mechanical disadvantage for myself. So really try to practice those body mechanics throughout your daily shifts.